We finally got our floors installed into the GTO, repeating my process over here on the driver's side. I went ahead and installed that as well. And you can also see that all I did, I just replaced only what I needed. I did not replace the whole floor. And then here's another little example. We had a rust spot right here. I went ahead and cut that out. I used some of the scrap left from the floors, molded it in, and then I welded it down. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody something out there, and I want everybody to listen really, really close what my friend Pete's got to say.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
You can spend 100 hours on these floors. You can go ahead and butt weld them floors. You can put it on a rotisserie. You can make the bottom look like brand new. Hell, you can replace the whole fucking floor inside this car if you really want to. It all depends on what your budget is and how extreme you want to take it. This is going to be a driver. This is not going to be a trailer queen. The guy that owns this car is not going to put this on the trailer. He is going to drive this car. What I'm trying to tell you here is what we did to that floor is all that's going to be done to that floor. Now, I charge by the hour to do this kind of work. It's only natural. And for me to go back and grind all these welds down and make the floor nice and smooth and shiny, and you never know that the floor was replaced, would take many, many more hours to do. We are not going to do anything to that floor. We are going to leave the welds just like they are. Does anybody out there know why before I tell you? Come on, somebody, please answer the question. How many cars have you actually got in your lifetime and you went ahead and lifted the carpet up to see what the fuck the floor looks like? Does that make any sense? Nobody's going to see the floor. Nobody cares what the floor looks like underneath the carpet and everything else. The only time they're going to be looking at the floor is if this guy sells this car at one time. They might pull the carpet up to see if the floors have been replaced and what kind of job has been done to replace them. That's it. Other than that, the floors will never ever see daylight, ever. Once the insulation and the carpet's down and all the interior, nobody's going to see what this floor looks like. So why take your time out wasting money on grinding pads and grinding discs and electricity and hours and hours and hours of grinding this down for that purpose? There's no reason to do it. That's my theory. That's the theory that I got. The hand is talking to you, and the hand is telling you that this is the answer to 17, 18, 20 fucking hours of cleaning something up that no one will ever see. So get that straight, because the hand doesn't fucking lie. Now, I'm not going to climb underneath the car, but I'm going to go ahead and show you this. And you can see that this is an overlap weld. You can see that those are both overlapped. In some areas, they are butt welded. In some areas, they're overlapped. Because I went ahead and made the floor, what did I tell you, a half an inch bigger. Approximately a quarter to a half an inch bigger. So what I'm going to do when it comes time to paint the bottom of this floor, I will take some high-tech seam sealer, I will seam seal that up nice and tight, and I will go ahead and paint the bottom of the floor black. Now once again, we're going to talk about time-consuming job. If this was a rotisserie job, if this guy was putting $200,000 in the car, no, we would not do it this way. We would have this car on a rotisserie, we would be flipping the car over, We would be grinding all that excess steel off. We would be grinding it all down, and we would make that look like it's never been replaced before, if that's the kind of car the guy was paying to have done. But I want you, the viewer, to tell me how many fucking people out there have $100,000 in their pocket or their bank account to restore an old classic car. This is the age of, I want a beautiful car, I want to restore it, but I ain't got a lot of fucking money, my friend Pete. I don't have $1 million. I'm not rich. That's fine. My friend Pete's gonna work with you. I'm gonna show you ways to do this that's gonna save you a lot of money, but you still gotta get the job done and do it right. And that's the fucking skinny of the whole story. So we got the floors done. It took 3 days to get it done off and on. It's a nice job, it's a great job. I love the job that came out. It looks beautiful. And to finish this job off, to make it look high quality professional to the extreme of what the customer is paying, we are going to go ahead and pour 15, okay, that's what this is right here. This is black, pour 15. We're going to pour 15 the whole bottom of the car. Or should I say the floor of the car? Inside, bottom. Once we do that, this car's done. We're done with the floor. It's a done deal. There's nothing else we can do at the budget the owner has applied to doing the job this way. This is a job that you can do at home. This is a job that you can say, hey, look what I did by myself. Because my friend Pete showed me the right way to do it, save a lot of money, and have a beautiful car in the end. So I'm going to go ahead and get this painted tonight because I want it to be done and dry tomorrow because I got other stuff to work on. And the way that I'm going to apply this, there's two ways that you can apply pour 15. You can spray it on or you can apply it with a throwaway brush. The reason I want to apply this with a throwaway brush is because when you apply it with a brush, it goes a lot farther than when you're spraying it because you're losing a lot of it in the air, and you also have the situation that you might fuck up your spray gun. So it's always better when you're doing a job like this to go ahead and get a couple throwaway brushes and start painting away. One other thing, I want to lean down here and show everybody. You see what I got on here? I got a respirator. Let's be safe. Let's use safety as a tool. Respirator. The fumes on this are toxic. Once you start doing this, they start building up. It'll make you nauseous and dizzy, possibly maybe cause cancer or other diseases that we don't want because we're on a fucking budget and we're doing it right. Alright, so we got man body shop girl behind the camera. What's going on with you?
Not much.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you know what a budget build is?
That's where you,
That's where you're saving fucking money and you're still doing the job right.
okay, why are you screaming?
Am I right or wrong?
Why are you screaming?
Because I'm trying to show people how it's done.
But you don't have to scream.
Okay, come on over here. We got it poured 15. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at
I'm looking at a floor. Let me tell you what I'm looking at over here. I'm looking at a floor that's going to last another 40 years. Maybe 35, 70 years from now. Because it's not going to be driven every day. It's not going to be parked out in the fucking field.
Well, I would hope he wouldn't park it out in
All right,
the field.
I'm looking that I just saved me a whole ton of money because I did it this way. That's what I'm saying.
What other way would you do it?
Well, that's what I told everybody before. Spend many, many hours of money and time, you know, making it a...
You're not going to see the floor. It's got cracks.
Exactly!
And
I'm glad you said that because you weren't out here when I was talking to everybody else. You're exactly right. You aren't going to see the fucking floor. Who gives a shit?
As long as there's not holes in it.
Exactly. So what we did is we replaced the floors.
Yeah, now there was holes in the floors.
We replaced the floors. You saw the floors. I poured 15 to everything. I replaced a piece of rust over there. Let me show you something else I did that's going to give this guy extra duty protection. I grinded all this down. I put a coat of pour 15 inside the front window track and the back window track. That's going to make this car super duty. It's going to be like a United States Navy ship. He'll be able to put this cocksucker in water.
Will it float?
It's going to reimburse. It's going to reimburse itself, and it will not fucking rust. Okay?
It
Now,
won't float though.
that's how you do the floors on a budget way. Once again, we can do it like we did the concourse job. We can cut the floors out perfect. We can put this car in a rotisserie. We can take 3 months to put a fucking floor panel in, am I right?
Oh,
We
yeah.
can do body work on the bottom of the car.
I've done it.
But we're not doing that. This is a driver. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete over here at D.I.Y. Auto School. Showing you and telling you, do it yourself at home. And don't let the big guys fuck you around. The hand's talking. Can you see it?
No,
Can you see the hand? The hand is talking to everybody.
I can see it now.
Okay? Don't let them fuck you around. The big boys are going to stick it in your ass, and they're going to make you spend millions and millions of dollars on something that takes, you know, a few hours to fucking do. I gotta go. Take it easy. That's the answer today, and it might be that answer tomorrow. Right there. Nixon way. We'll see you later. Alright. Turn it off now, baby. We're done. The floor's done.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.